See if I can finish this off. Into the slums. Where's the slums?
Before we go any further, it will be best to introduce yourself to some of the powers within the city. Taking over the Scalebane is only one step. We'll need allies. First, there's the Merchant Guild. You were in Thetima before, and you likely ran into some of them. Melvin, ring a bell? They've got a foothold in the bazaar, and grow more influential by the day. Then there is the Circle of Fortune. Scholars and mages who have the ear of every noble in the city. Being able to grease the wheels of fortune makes you popular. They hardly leave their observatory, but introductions are easy. You will find both the bazaar and observatory nearby. Keep in mind, picking one ally is the same as shunning another. While you're allied with one, you won't be accepted into the other until you break those ties. Decisions, eh?
Hello. What brings you to the observatory? Care to change your fortune with a prophecy from the stars? Don't tell me. I can see it now. Zarek asked you to meet with the Circle of Fortune, didn't he? I would love to say that it was foretold in the stars. But the truth is that I saw you speaking with him from one of the balconies. My name is Galila, and it's my honor to offer any and all who have an interest in celestial divination to join us. The Circle of Fortune. Very, open-ended question. I will have to restrain myself from telling you about the various fields of research we've pioneered, and keep to the more practical applications. If you assist in our research, your reputation among us will grow. Then we will be able to afford you greater access to our discoveries. With our knowledge of the stars, one might gain prophecies and use their guidance to discover treasure where others would find naught. What do you say? Do you wish to have fate on your side? Yes? I was just on my way to amend a record. How can I help you? Interesting question. I would say part faithful servants and part welcomed guests, though the measure of welcome seems to vary among some. Our home is normally west of here, in the port city Valkawa. Myself and other members of the Circle of Fortune came to Majelka on business, when all this trouble with Solarum began. We're now stranded, as it were, but just between you and I, this has been an amazing boon to our research. The facilities here put those at Valkawa to shame. It almost makes me think the Nagasa here in Majelka have been keeping these resources to themselves. But that is nonsense. The Circle of Fortune was founded by Nagasa. Why would they conspire against us like that? Yes? I was just on my way to amend a record. How can I help you?
Was it my first druid? Yeah, in this game it is. I've played through the game once before though, in a group of 3. It's alright.
Welcome. You seek to learn of the art of prophecy, I presume? Prophecies are the medium through which we are able to observe, record, and even manipulate the delicate medium between the stars and our fates. Go to any of the telescopes within this tower and use them to observe a constellation. Once you have found a star whose light you want to capture, record it as a prophecy. Once you've made your first strides in the art of divination, you may use lenses for more precise telescope control. In time, you will be granted access to a greater variety of them, and may even use multiple at once. Initiates are not allowed this privilege. Our equipment is far too delicate. I may forgive a shattered lens or two, but Galila would be tempted to toss you off the edge of the observatory herself. Speak with Galila if you wish to purchase lenses and other items that may aid you in your research. You are helping the Circle of Fortune a great deal, traveler.
The first time I played, we absolutely zoomed through the game, so I like missed all the story. We were kind of just like skipping past everything. How many do I have?
Yes?
Yes, I'm surprised they have voices in this game. I'm surprised they just didn't hire the people who did the other voices to do slightly different voices for these others.
You have returned. What is it that you seek?
Never went round the outside before. Do these guys do something?
Well,
Eterra's blessing.
What is this guy saying? My friend told me the other faction is just like a marketplace with lots of like auction house type things. Please do.
Impossible. 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 Impossible.
Fancy a little extra work? It pays well, and you'll also receive the warm, fuzzy feeling you get from helping out a friend. Now you're just trying to be mean. No matter. You'll just have to direct those feelings towards a new target instead, because you're going to be working a bounty job for me.
I feel like I heard you say this before.
As I'm sure you've gathered, some people around here like the Nagaza, and some hate them. There's one Nagaza in particular that tended to attract more ire than admirers. His name is Arjani, and he's a Ruby Nagaza that serves as a guard captain. Bring me his head, of course. I'll be around here when the job's done. Let me know if you have any questions.
Farewell.
They're mine. Impossible. Let's take them out. I'll break you. Impossible. You can't run from us. Impossible. Impossible.
You're not going out. Is that it?
Mine. Impossible. Let's start them out. Impossible.
Get them.
Looks like trouble.
I'll tear you. Get them. You can't touch me.
Impossible.
Can I help you?
Try me.
What's your count? 10,000? Buttons change every time you get to a loot score.
Impossible. Aid me. They're mine. Impossible. Impossible. Let's straighten them out. Straighten them out. Will not die. Impossible. Let's straighten them out.
Just a pressure.
Impossible. 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 Will not die.
I'll tear you
Our Lord.
Why?
Impossible. Impossible. What a bother.
What brings you here? What brings you here?
%. What's a force? Oh, that's how they screw you over. 4 slots. Damn. Can't do that with this one thing.
What brings you here? Farewell.
How's my poison? How's my poison? Impossible.
Haha! You're now looking at the new leader of the Scalebane, thanks to your help. And plenty of my own effort, of course. I may be a thief, and a rogue, and a backstabber, and wanted in every city you've ever heard of. Despite all that, I'm true to my word, especially for a friend. I've already got everything laid out and ready to go. I know exactly how to get us both into the temple, since I need to head there for my own business as well. Win-win, right? All we need to do is go on a little jaunt, then steal a giant eagle, and fly to our destination. Should be easy. All right. Well, first off, you're going to stop by the oasis. It's a lovely place this time of year, as long as you don't mind hordes of desert beasts who are looking to rip you apart. Once you're done there, you should reach the crystal mine. Not many people go in there and come out breathing, but I'm sure you'll be fine. After that, you'll be awfully close to the Osprix war camp. I'll meet up with you just outside of it. Where else would we be getting a giant eagle? That's the plan. Oh, come on. Where's that fighting spirit? It's going to work. And it's not like you've got any other options.
Impossible. 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 Impossible.
Good day, traveler. Farewell.
Farewell.
Impossible.
It's changed again. The Queen Elizabeth.
Impossible. 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 Impossible.
there you are! I was wondering if you were going to show up. Oh, please. It was to get you prepped for this. Welcome to the war camp. Not just any Great Eagle. We're looking for one named Talon. Well, I'm the only one who calls her that. She's a big scary bird, so I figured big scary name, right? She dumped me off the first 3 times I tried flying her back when I was selling weapons to the Ospreys. We want her specifically because she and I are familiar, and she'd likely still let me fly her. If we tried to hop on any other Great Eagle, they'd probably rip us to shreds. And I don't know about you, but I like being unshredded. Don't look at me like that. This was years ago when they were far less genocidal. I needed money at the time. How else was I going to stage a coup against the Scalebane? Trust me, had I known they were going to go insane and start a war against everyone, I would have found my money elsewhere. Let's go thin their numbers a bit, shall we?
More damage.
Impossible. Impossible. Impossible.
Whew. What a workout. That was fun, eh? Like you don't. Okay, here's Talon. Well, it's been a few years. If she doesn't remember me, well, we're not in for a good time. On top of that, I never liked heights. Hey, plummeting thousands of feet may be a good time for you, but I prefer to have my own 2 feet on the ground. Try not to fall off. All we got to do is steer Talon towards the temple, and she should take care of the rest for us. It looks like the Ospreys weren't a fan of us borrowing their bird. Get ready for a fight.
Impossible. 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 Impossible.
We're hit! Grab onto something!
Breezy.
Well, that wasn't too bad. Unfortunately, this is where we part. For now, at least. You have yourself a giant snake to catch, and I have a coup to continue. I'll be headed for the temple's gates and letting in a few hundred of my closest friends. Splitting up is the best way of going about it. I wouldn't be a ton of use to you, but I can move way faster when I'm not worried about you. I look forward to seeing you after your chat with Majasa. You'll be one step closer to your goals, and I'll be about 20 steps closer to my own. Watch your...
Impossible.
Against us. Lowly
Impossible.
How did I do that? The bug's more armored.
Impossible. Impossible. Fighting me is for impossible. 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 Impossible.
How much loot mine rig?
Impossible. 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 You're dead. Impossible. Impossible. Impossible.
Get healed.
Impossible. Impossible. Destroy. Impossible. 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 Impossible.
Were you hoping to find Majessa human? All you will find here is your death.
You will not die. Impossible. 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 Save me! Impossible. Impossible. You have no chance. Impossible. 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 Impossible.
Submit. Aid me! Nothing can stop me!
Impossible.
Was my friend!
Feel the spirits crying out in despair. However the void came here, I must drive it back.
This is just fully unlocked.
Impossible.
Oh, Yeah, because you look down on the bridge.
What do you think you're doing, my pitiful vessel maiden?
I am breaking the cycle. I refuse to be your sacrifice.
Disgraceful. Rage is unbecoming of you, child.
This is not rage. For millennia, the vessel maidens have died so you could live. Now feel the unending abyss of their despair!
What are you doing?
Why don't you show our guest the torment that now fills you?
What's happening? Get out of my mind!
Might suck at this boss.
Impossible. Impossible. Impossible.
Foul insect!
That's not a good sign.
Foul insect!
Impossible.
Be gone! Be gone! Be gone! Foul insect!
Yeah. I will be the insect.
Impossible.
Foul insect! This is your doom!
Impossible. Impossible.
Foul insect!
Impossible.
Be gone! Be gone!
Impossible.
Foul insect! Be gone! Be gone! Foul insect!
Impossible.
Be gone! Be gone!
Oh. It went behind him. That's no fair. Maybe a bear will do.
Foul insect!
Impossible.
Foul insect.
Impossible.
Be gone. Foul insect. Be gone. Foul insect. Be gone. Foul insect. Be gone.
Oh, that's bullshit. One point.
Foul insect. Be gone. This is your doom. Foul insect. Foul insect. Foul insect.
Impossible.
Foul insect.
Impossible.
Foul insect.
Impossible.
Foul insect. Be gone. Foul
Like, that's the one I need to watch for.
Foul insect. Be gone. Foul insect. Be gone.
Impossible.
Be gone. Foul insect.
Yeah. Cool.
Foul insect. Be gone.
Impossible.
Foul insect. Be gone. Be gone. Foul insect. No, get out of my mind. Get out.
Forget what the next thing is.
Impossible.
Oh, it's good.
Blood. More blood. More hunger.
Impossible. 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 Impossible.
Shit, there's a healing option.
Impossible.
Blood. More blood.
Impossible. Impossible.
I'm gonna drop you. Jesus, that was even harder with 3 people the first time. Is that it? The oranges or purples?
You! Stop this sorcery, or face my wrath.
Majasa is dead then, just as he promised. This would be so much easier if you had died with her. No matter. I can still take what I need.
You think this is over? You know nothing of the power I've been given. Orobis showed me the way. All I needed was the key, and you brought it right to me. The power of the Epoch is mine.
That's effectively the end. And then you go onto this weird island hopping thing for the end game.
Welcome back, traveler. Took you long enough. Ah, her. Just missed her, I'm afraid. You showed up a minute too late. I missed the part where she was my problem. You want to stop her? Stop her. Leave me out of it. The Epoch. Show me. Oh, I see. I've seen this before. But that means she drew on its power to create those rifts in time. A little trick Orobis must have taught her. From what I can tell, she's clumsy with it. Back? When exactly? Do you intend to go scouring all of reality? She could be anywhere, anytime. You have no way to find her. Give up? That's what I'd do. Oh. But if you insist, I'd start by restoring the Epoch. Best to have it ready for when Apophis shows herself again. That's the problem. I only know of one way, and I don't know that you're ready for what's in there. I've heard that before, too. Take it into the Monolith of Fate. Repairing the lost timelines will help restore power to the Epoch. No. Yes. If you're really going in there, go speak to Agony. She's more patient than I am. Farewell, Traveler, and good luck. Stay safe.
Ah, yes?
Do you feel it, Traveler? The shackles of fate binding tighter. Apophis slipping beyond your reach. Your fate is set. And it always ends with me. Come, see for yourself inside the monolith. There are other realities that fought against their fate. But no matter their sacrifice, they fell. Champions, empires, gods, or, in the end, aberrations. There is no escape from the void. There is no escape from me.
Farewell.
Here's the islands, and you hop along these islands after doing loads of random portals. And that's like the end game is this. You choose an island, it tells you what loot you get. You press start. You have to clear it. That low bar on the side, you're basically filling out that low bar. That's like the maximum you need. Sometimes there's an objective, but not always.
Impossible. 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 Impossible.
There is a quest on this one in the middle. When you finish those, it says it has this green button, the green portal, and it goes back to like the hub. And you do it all over again after clicking on your loot.
No room.
And you just keep going and going, and until you get to one of these, there's a boss, then you get to another one. Right to the end, there's a boss. And it goes on for ages. I'm pretty much done with the Druid playthrough for this, looking at the story. We went through this game like 3 times as fast the first time round. So you get to level 57 by the time you get to the end of the, like the main end of the game. But you can keep on going for ages now. That character got to level 83. Alright, I'm going to leave off there. Thanks for watching.